Brian O'Connor, or Paul Walker as we know him outside the movies, but Brian O'Connor. Yo, this is, first of all, RIP, one of my favorite characters and just people in general of what I've known about him and his car collection. He was real, like, he was a real car guy. He really loved cars. And in Fast and Furious, throughout all the movies that he was in, right, even though I think we're about to be, on Fast and Furious, like, 1,000, and on 10 or 11. And he had so many amazing cars. Of course, throughout all the movies, originally the first movie, he started off as a police officer. He was trying to move up the ranks, and he was trying to take down Dom, and his crew, because Dom in the late 90s, early 2000s was running around LA in the desert stealing radios, expensive radios, right? And then reselling them so he could pay for his car parts and his lifestyle. But over time, he became friends with Dom. He broke the law. He went from being with the law to being against the law as a street racer. One thing that's constant about him, his personality, is that he cares about the people that he truly cares about, and he'll do anything for the people that he truly cares about, even if that means sometimes going against what people say is right or wrong, but he still does what he thinks is right for family. It's all about family. You know, Dom, where you at, Dom? Where you at? It's family, right? But he had some of the fierest cars. He had the Mitsubishi Eclipse 2G, the best generation, with Boom X body kit. He had the air scoop at the top, which who knows if it was functional or not, but it looked cool. He had the big GT wing at the beginning of the movie. I think he was trying to go over like 160 miles per hour. Then he spun out because he only had a front wheel drive Eclipse, but it's all good. We still rocking with it. And then he had the legendary R34. The R34 is probably his main car. Also had a Toyota Supra in the middle of the first movie that had a 2JZ no-ish. You already know the rest if you're a real fan. And he had the Toyota Supra 2JZ for a minute. He was racing it throughout the rest of the half of the movie. So half of the movie all the way to the end, right? One of my favorite scenes, a Ferrari guy pulls up one of my favorite Ferraris, by the way. And Brian says, how much is the retail for one of these? And the guy, he's very snooty with his beautiful woman. He says, more than you can afford, pal, Ferrari. And then after that, they look at each other, Dom and Brian, and then Dom's like, smoke him. Then he bangs out in his 2JZ Supra, smokes the Ferrari, and then he pulls up to like a shrimp shop. Then he had the R34. R34, Too Fast, Too Furious, and all throughout the rest of the movies. He also upgraded to R35. It's legendary. Made people want Mitsubishi Eclipse 2Gs so much more, even though they were already popping in the 90s. Then they also wanted to have Toyota Supras because of him in the lines and movies. And then they definitely wanted the R34. He might be single-handedly one of the people that have put in R34 prices through the roof. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment. Also follow me for more.